Hey there, thanks for watching. My name is Tara Long, and today I want to talk about some of the basics of natural law and the actions that you can take. So, this field and this work of natural law and sovereignty, in the way that I share about it and teach about it, includes both the outer aspects, the practical applications, and also the inner work, right? That is where I always like to start. So if you work with me, if you take any of my courses, that's a component. That's a big component, right? I'm not just going to go, okay, here is exactly what you do with the paperwork. However, I have had some folks ask me about doing some videos about just the super basics of the paperwork process. Okay, and there's different options. So these are just options for you, and the whole point of sovereignty is to be autonomous, right? And to not just do what someone else says or tells you to do, is to gather all of the knowledge and information and then feel into it and say, okay, what's right for me, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is status correction. What does it mean to correct your status? Okay, that's something that you can do as you move through the process of this journey and becoming more free, if you will, on paper. Freedom always starts in here, right, internally. However, we can do things to make us more free in the world that we live in, right? The systems and structures that we are still engaging with. So, status correction means you are correcting your political status. Okay, put that in quotes. You are correcting your political status. So right now, if you're watching this, you are likely a citizen of wherever it is that you live, probably the US if you're watching my video. But this applies really globally. It's really international, right? I can tell you the process and the distinct, the dates and stuff where US citizens were made into indentured servants, if you will. So I know the details of that, but okay, I don't want to get too off topic here. So right now, your status is likely a US citizen, a United States citizen, okay? What is the United States? It is a corporation. It is a business. It was incorporated in 1871. Okay, it was incorporated in 1871. It changed from the republic into a corporation. And so we used to have the United States of America, and now we have the United States. And so after the 14th Amendment, citizens of the United States became basically slaves, okay? That the federal government owns you. You are an employee of the federal government. So you can correct your status so you're not even changing it because you were never a US citizen, right? You were never that. That was never the truth of you. Your parents were never US citizens. You're not a US citizen. Now, it gets tricky if you work for the federal government or you live within 10 miles of Washington, D.C., because that is actually considered the corporation of the United States, along with some of the other territories, like Guam and Puerto Rico, things like that. But for the most part, you are not a U.S. citizen, right? And you never have been. So you're just correcting that. You're just saying, oh, wait, hey, actually, I'm just letting you know that that's not what I am, that's actually not what I am. And I'm claiming that, right, as a living man or woman living on the land and the soil. So you're correcting that. So you're moving from a U.S. citizen over to a national, what is called a national. And there's different terms for this and different systems like IRS and law enforcement and State Department have different names for this, but for the sake and ease of this video, let's just call you, you're moving from US citizen to a national, an American national, right? I corrected my status with TASA, the American States Assembly. You can find them on TASA, TASA.org, and you can correct your status there, okay? And there's other ways to do it, like correcting your passport, which I also did that too. from a U.S. citizen to a national or a non-U.S. citizen, for ease sake. So this is moving you out of the jurisdiction of the corporation. Okay, you're moving out of that jurisdiction. You're no longer saying, I am an employee of the federal government. I am a slave of the federal government. Okay, you're saying I'm not that, and I never was, and now I'm moving to be a national. And you can look up the different definition of what a national is, but you're naturalizing to a state usually, right? I live in Tennessee, so I am, or I live on Tennessee rather. I am living on Tennessee, unless I'm living in a cave or underground somewhere. I'm not in Tennessee. I'm actually living on Tennessee. I'm a national of Tennessee. I'm a Tennessee state national. Okay, so and I have naturalized here, and one can naturalize just by saying I am a national of this land. Okay, I've naturalized to this land. Land, right? That's where the power is. The soil, the dirt, the living life of everything, right, is on the land, not out dead entity out to sea. I am living, I'm flesh and blood. And if you watch some of my other videos about the creditor and the debtor, right, I'm a creditor. I am full, I'm abundant. So you're just correcting your status from one to the other. Okay, that's what correcting your status means. You can do that in different ways. You know, there isn't just one way to go here. There never is. If you're interested in learning more or you want to correct your status, of course, you can always find all of this information online for free by doing your research. This is how I did it, okay? If you would like guidance, help, that is what I do. That's, you know, part of the work that I do. So you can always have a one-on-one with me, and we can look at your specific situation and see what route is might be more aligned for you to take, and just know your options. I also have a course called Be Free, and that it's not available yet. I did it live on Zoom many times, and now I'm creating it digitally so that it will just be available for anybody whenever they would like to take that. It's, as of right now, I'm about halfway through, so when that's available, I will let you guys know. You'll get a video. If you're subscribed to, say, my YouTube channel, you'll see it there. You can also get on my email list and just go to my website, which will be below, taralong.com, and you can sign up for my newsletter. And I don't send a ton out. I'm not spamming you or whatever. I'm just letting you know when I do a new video or I have an offer or something like that. So if you're interested in this, if you want to know when that's going to be available, or if you just want to, schedule some time with me, go to my website. Okay. So thank you for watching. I hope that's helpful. If you have questions, you can write them. You can put them in the comments below, and I'll answer as soon as I can. Okay. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great day.